What's going on, guys? It is Panjano here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys the 2020 Ultimate FPS Increase Guide for League of Legends. This video is going to be helping you achieve the very best FPS possible regardless of your system spec, whether you're running on an old, dated potato low-end laptop all the way up to the latest and greatest in gaming hardware. This video is going to be aiming to help you guys achieve the very best gameplay experience possible, tailored to the hardware in which you have. So whether you're looking to fix any stuttering or any issues you might be experiencing, or get a decent FPS increase whilst maintaining a good visual fidelity, or if you want to go completely potato end and get the maximum FPS possible regardless of the system spec, this video is going to be helping you guys achieve that. As always, guys, if you guys do enjoy this video and are happy with the results from this video, please leave a like on the video as it helps me out tremendously, alongside leaving your results, questions, queries or suggestions for other content to come to the channel in that comment section down below, as it's always fantastic to hear from you guys. And if you guys do enjoy my content, please do consider pressing that subscription button alongside the bell notification to be notified instantly of whenever I upload a video. But before all that, a quick word from today's video sponsor. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Make sure that you use the link at the top of the description down below to download Raid and try it out for yourself for both mobile, tablet and PC. Raid is an RPG turn-based game where you can assemble a team of champions, make them stronger and fight against 10 different bosses and players. For me personally, what I like about Raid is that there is 5 main game modes within inside of the game. You have the narrative-driven story campaign, dungeons, faction wars, PvP arenas and also clan bosses. There's also extensive customization within inside of the build paths and champions within inside of the game, so you can really play the game how you want to. Most of the menus are interactive, such as the main menu, and where you have the options to go inside of the portal where you can open up all of your exclusive shards and things you found within inside of Raid or campaign. You can also check out what all of the abilities for all champions within inside of the game do. You can take yourself over to the tavern, and this is where you'll be seeing how to do all of your upgrades and sacrificing your champions to level up champions further. The game also features a fantastic voiceover and subtitled tutorial throughout the game. You can find me in game under the alias Panji, spelled P-A-N-J-E, which you can see on screen now. Using this, you can also invite me to your clans, where we can take part in cooperative clan bosses. And by the time you're watching this video, the brand new Tag Team Arena should be live in game. The Tag Team Arena is the next level of competition for PvP battles. Instead of a single 4 vs 4 battle like in the classic arena, which has been shown earlier on, Tag Arena is actually a series of 3 4 vs 4 battles, and due to the Tag Team Arena being brand new, the developers will be giving out some special rewards soon to whoever manages to finish high up in the rankings. So go ahead and download Raid today using the link at the top of the description down below. You'll be given exclusive rewards such as 200,000 silver and a free champion. You can find all of the exclusive rewards in which you've collected. Click on this icon and you'll find all of your rewards there. And again, a massive thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. Make sure that you do check out the game using the link at the top of the description down below. And with all that said and done, let's get straight on into the video. It's recommended to do a few preparation steps to ensure that we can follow along with this guide successfully, easily, and more importantly to allow you guys to revert all of the changes and optimizations we're about to apply back to default. So if for any reason you want to just come in here, try out these optimizations, see how they work, see what your gains are, and if you're not happy with them, or if you're just afraid that you might mess something up with inside of the video, setting up a quick system restore point. So to set up a system restore point, take yourself to the bottom left hand side, click on the Windows key, then type in system space restore, just like so. Then go ahead and click on the create a restore point panel found here. Scroll down until you find your local disk C drive. Click and highlight on the drive, navigate down to the configure button. With inside of it, make sure that turn on system protection is turned on at the top. Go down to the maximum usage and slide this slider to about 5%. Go down to the bottom right hand side, press apply, press OK, this time pressing on the create button, and name this something that you're going to remember. So for me, I'm just going to call this League Backup, just like so. Once that's then been named, go ahead and press the create button, and after a few short moments, the system restore point will then be created, and from this point on, you can revert Windows back to this exact point, see how it performs, and decide whether or not you want to keep the optimizations. For the purposes of keeping this video as easy to follow along as possible, I've actually compiled an FPS pack in which you can opt in to download if you wish to do so. To download the FPS increase pack, take yourself into the description down below where you'll be finding 2 download links. Try out one of the download links, they're both for the same file, just if one doesn't work, try out the other download link, download the file and place it onto your desktop. You'll then be met with the LOL FPS 2020 by Panj file. Right click on the file and select the option for extract here. If you don't have the option for extract here, don't panic, you just simply need to take yourself over to Google and either Google 7-zip or WinRAR. Once one of them is installed, come back to the file, right click and select the option for extract here. Once you guys have done that, you'll then be met with a folder on your desktop with an identical name. So jumping straight on into the optimizations, what we're first of all going to check is to see which version of Windows you're running on, and if the latest version of Windows, which is 2004. To check your Windows version to see if you can update, navigate to the bottom left hand side, click on the Windows key, type in WinVer just like this. click on the WinVer command. As you can see, I'm running on version 1909. So I know that there's a new version of Windows available for me. Go ahead and press OK, take yourself to the bottom left hand side once again and type in update. Click on the check for updates tab, which opens up here. And what you're then going to go ahead and do is click on the check for updates utility found up here in the top left hand side. The version we're going to be looking for is version 2004 found here. But if this update is available for you, it's highly recommended before continuing on with any other steps inside of this video to update to this version of Windows, as you'll be seeing a great performance uplift from doing so. Proceeding on from there, what we're then going to go ahead and do is apply some quick application or exe fixes to League of Legends itself. Navigate to the bottom left hand side, type in League, right click on the application and select the Open File Location tab. Go and find the application with inside of here once again, right click and also press Open File Location. Take yourself over to where it says Riot Games, or you can just directly go inside of local disk C drive, double click on Riot Games, go inside of League of Legends, simply scroll down until you find the League of Legends clients found here, and we're going to apply a quick optimization to all of the exe clients with inside of here. What you need to do is start off with going to League Client, right click on League Client, go down to Properties, go down to the Compatibility tab, disable all full screen optimizations found here by checking the box, click on Change High DPI, check the box for Override High DPI, press OK, apply and OK. We're then going to apply that for all of the exes with inside of here. Scroll all the way up to the top, we're then going to be going inside of the game folder, and it's important to apply that optimization to this exe as well, so right click, Properties, Compatibility, Disable, Override, OK, apply and OK. Once you guys have done that, we've then successfully disabled the inbuilt Windows optimizations towards those applications, which actually hinders performance in nearly every case. What we're then going to go ahead and do is navigate up to the League of Legends folder found here at the top in the directory, or we can just press the back button, this time going inside of the config folder. With inside of this folder, we're just simply going to minimize this and drag it somewhere out of the way. And at this point in the video, we're now going to be installing our brand new optimized configs for the game. To do this, navigate inside of the FPS increase pack provided, drag this folder over to the left hand side, go inside of the config folder, and you'll then be met with 4 configs available. You'll be met with a high end, low end, recommended, and ultra low end config. With inside of here, you now need to make the decision as to which config and setup you're going to be going for. So double click on the config folder you're going with, you'll then be met with a game.cfg. Once you guys are met with this, drag this over to the right hand side into the League of Legends folder and replace the file with inside of this destination, and you've now successfully installed your optimized configs. We can then exit out of both of the folders as that optimization has been completed. We can then apply a very quick optimization to the inbuilt optimizations with inside of Windows by navigating to the bottom left hand side and typing in game space mode just like so, and you'll then be met with the game mode settings tab found here. Go ahead up to the game mode option and ensure that game mode is switched to the on position. It's also important to take yourself over to the game bar tab found over here on the left hand side and ensure that record game clips, screenshots and broadcast using game bar is switched off. For the following optimization, we're actually going to be disabling some full screen optimizations built with inside of Windows itself. Take yourself to the bottom left hand side, click on the Windows key once again, this time typing in regedit just like so, then clicking on the registry editor. With inside of here, we're going to be going over to H key current user, double clicking, going down to the system tab, double clicking on system, going inside of the game config store by double clicking, navigating into the children folder and double clicking once again. Go ahead and right click on the children folder, select the find option and simply type in league just like so. Then go ahead and press find next. You'll then notice that a random folder on the left hand side will then be highlighted. Navigate over to the right hand side, ensure that the matched exe full path is set to your League of Legends install, and we're then good to go. What we're going to be doing is going over to the folder which is highlighted, right clicking, selecting the option for export, and just simply call this lol backup. Once you guys have done that, save that to your desktop and press save. You'll then notice you have the lol backup with inside of here. And if for any reason you'll see a performance decrease from this or any issues arise, you can simply re-enable the optimization and registry with inside of Windows by double clicking on this file, just like so, and selecting yes, and OK. But for now, assuming we're going to be removing this for a performance uplift, go ahead and right click on that folder this time and select delete. Select yes, and we can then go ahead and exit out of the Windows registry. Following on from there, we can then apply some more reg optimizations by going inside of the FPS increase pack provided, going inside of the optimizations folder, going into the reg optimization fixes folder. This folder then contains all of the reg optimizations we're going to be applying, and these are very simple and easy to apply. We just simply double click on them, select yes, and that has then been automatically applied. Now for any reason after this video, if you wish to revert these back, you can find the default registry files with inside of this folder found here at the top, which is the default reg files to revert. With inside of here, you'll find all of the re-enable optimizations with inside of here to revert all of these settings back to stock if you wish to do so. But for the optimizations in this video, we're going to be going back, starting off with disable DVR1, selecting yes, and OK, disable DVR2, press OK to all these optimizations, full screen fix, game optimizations, and finally you'll then be met with the low to medium end optimization and the medium to high end optimization. Click on the file which best corresponds to the system specs, double click on the optimization you're going with, select yes, OK and apply, and we're then good to go. Go ahead and exit out of the optimizations folder. For another quick and effective optimization, navigate inside of the FPS increase pack provided, go inside of the optimizations folder, this time going inside of the LOL process folder, you'll then be met with 3 keys. Clicking on any of these keys will change the priority of the game application within inside of Windows. So to apply this optimization, go ahead and double click on LOL high priority, select yes, yes, and OK, and that optimization has been completed. For a quick optimization for those of you running on the latest version of Windows, it's important to go down to the bottom left hand side, then go ahead and type in GPU settings just like so, navigate over to the graphics settings tab found here in the top left hand side. Then once inside of here, you should then be seeing the hardware accelerated GPU scheduling tab found within inside of here. This option can drastically improve performance and latency by allowing the GPU to manage its own memory pool and a few other tweaks within inside of Windows. If it's currently switched off, switch the flicker switch to the on position. It will then notify that Windows needs to be restarted before this is applied, and that's absolutely fine. Scrolling down, going to the graphics performance preference tab, going ahead and selecting desktop add and hit browse. With inside of here, what we're then going to go ahead and do is go inside of the League of Legends installation directory. With inside of C drive, scroll down to the Riot Games folder, go inside of the League of Legends folder with inside of here, then go into game, then find the League of Legends application with inside of here, highlight and select that application and then hit add. Once it's then been added, go to the options menu and ensure that high performance has been enabled with inside of here, press save and then exit out. Another incredibly important and effective optimization for any one of you running on a laptop, even if it's not a top tier gaming laptop, it is incredibly important to try out using a secondary display on the laptop, as you could boost performance by around about 50 to 60% in the best case. As using a HDMI plugged into the side of the laptop, then plugged into a secondary display just like so, will stop the dedicated graphics card sending all of the information to the integrated graphics card with inside of your main CPU, which is then pushed onto the laptop's display. Once the laptop has been connected to a secondary display, to ensure that you guys are getting the best performance, go ahead and right click anywhere on the desktop, go down to display settings. Once this tab here is opened up, scroll all the way down to the bottom, then go down to the multiple displays drop down menu, click on the drop down menu and select the show only on 1 or 2 depending on which one is the secondary monitor. This should then disable the laptop's inbuilt monitor from being used. It should then go to a black screen and only be outputting to the secondary monitor. You can simply get that display back by coming back with inside of here and disabling this option, or just simply unplugging the secondary display will re-enable the laptop screen and you'll then be good to go. This now leads us onto some optimizations for the League of Legends launcher itself. Once you've then loaded into the main League of Legends launcher itself, go ahead to the top right hand side and click on the settings cog. With inside of it, we're then going to start off with the general tab. For most people running on medium to lower end systems, it's highly recommended to use enable low spec mode. Check the box for close client during game. We can then navigate over to the left hand side to the notifications panel and ensure that disable esports notifications have also been disabled. We can then take ourselves down to the bottom left hand side to the interface tab. With inside of it, we're then going to be looking for one option which is found under health and resource bars, which is going to be the enable HUD animations option found here, and go ahead and uncheck that. Once that's then been done, go ahead and press done. And at this point we can then go ahead and boot into the game and go through our in-game settings. The easiest and most consistent way to do this is to navigate to the top left hand side, click on play, navigate over to the create custom tab, create a quick custom match, give it a quick password, go ahead and press confirm. Add all the bots on your team, doesn't matter what difficulty they're on, and add all of the bots on this team. Go ahead down to start game, select a champion and go ahead and lock in. So for this, what we're going to go ahead and do is press escape, and we're going to start off by going onto the video tab. With inside of here, you're then going to be setting the resolution you want the game to run in. There are some recommended resolutions which you can find on the right hand side of the screen now, depending on the system specs and resolution you are running on. Going over to windowed mode, it's highly recommended to keep this set to full screen for the best FPS possible. Starting off with inside of here, we're going to be going down to the hide eye candy option. We're then going to disable enable screen shake, going down to character quality. Setting these to the lowest options possible will give you guys the best FPS regardless of the system specs you are running on, but you can bump up some of these options depending on how you want the game to look. But if you do want a slightly better looking game, we can start off by going over to environment quality, setting this up to medium. I'd recommend keeping character quality at medium at the highest. Effects quality can also be set to medium at the highest, and shadows can be set to low if you want to still have shadows within inside of the game. I personally don't particularly like the way the shadows look inside of League, and they don't particularly bother me, and I want the FPS increase from not using them. Once you guys have got those settings set, come down to character inking for the best FPS possible, especially on lower end systems. Keeping this disabled will give you guys the best FPS. This now brings us down to the advanced tab. For frame rate cap, I'd recommend capping your FPS if you're running on a gaming laptop or a PC that has thermal throttling issues or typically runs quite hot. For those of you who do not have issues with that, I'd recommend going with uncapped. Anti-aliasing can be enabled or disabled depending on your personal preference. Some people, like myself included, actually prefer the way it looks without anti-aliasing, so I would recommend having that turned off. Wait for vertical refresh should be turned off under every circumstance. This now brings us down to an optimization for extremely low-end PCs who are struggling to run the game. Go down into the sound settings, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you can actually disable all sounds within inside of the game, as this can sometimes boost FPS. We can then take ourselves down to the interface tab, coming down to enable HUD animations and ensuring that this is actually deselected. selected, and then we're good to go. Go ahead and press OK, and you should then be able to see the FPS in which you're currently getting in the top right hand side of the screen now. Once you're done and happy with the in-game settings, what we can then go ahead and do is simply press the escape button, go down to exit, and continue on with the rest of the video. Now that we've gone in and successfully set up and optimized the in-game settings, there is a few more optimizations left within inside of this video to ensure that we're getting the best FPS possible. For the next optimization, we're going to be navigating down to the bottom left hand side, typing in this PC just like so, right clicking on this option for this PC, going down to properties, navigating over to the left hand side to advanced system settings, going over to the advanced panel, going to performance, clicking on settings, starting off with visual effects. For most people watching this video, it's highly recommended to go down to the adjust for best performance down here, then go ahead and press apply. For another effective optimization, depending on if your PC supports it, we can apply a very quick optimization by navigating to the bottom left hand side, clicking on the Windows key and typing in a device manager just like so, clicking on the device manager tab. Then within inside of here, scroll all the way down to the S section, and we're going to be looking for system devices. Double click on system devices, scroll down to the H section, and we're going to be looking for the high precision event timer. If the high precision event timer is currently enabled, you can see this by right clicking. If you have the option to enable it, this means that it's currently disabled, and that's absolutely fine. We don't need to go and further optimize this. But if the option is currently enabled and you have the option to disable it, it's recommended to go ahead and right click and select disable device. Once you guys have disabled the device, and for those of you who have it disabled and want to make sure it's definitely turned off, what you can go ahead and do now is to go ahead and double click on the FPS increase pack, go inside of the command text document. With inside of it, we're going to be looking for the turn off HPET command found here. What we're simply going to be doing is navigating all the way from the right hand side to the left, copying all of this command, right clicking, selecting copy, minimizing in the notepad, going to the bottom left hand side, clicking on the Windows key once again, typing in CMD, going over to the command prompt, right clicking and running this as an administrator. Done that, we can then go ahead and press Ctrl and V on our keyboard to paste that command and go ahead and press enter. If you are met with an error occurred whilst attempting to delete the specified data, this is absolutely fine. This means that this was already manually stopped on your PC. If you see that this operation was successful found within inside of here, that's absolutely great as well. It means that it is no longer running and we're then good to go. So if your PC already had HPET disabled, do not be tempted to go back and re-enable this, as this will drastically slow down the performance of your PC and can take you around about 20 minutes or so to disable this option, as Windows will be incredibly slow. Only if that option was already enabled would you want to come in and disable it. This now leads us on to some very quick but important optimizations for any of you guys who like to have Spotify, Discord. It is incredibly important to have this optimization set for all of them to ensure that you're not hindering your performance. First of all, we're going to be starting off with Discord. Navigate to the bottom left hand side to your user settings cog, click on user settings, navigate down on the left hand side once again, find the appearance tab. Once inside of here, scroll all the way down to the bottom to the advanced section, find the option for hardware acceleration and ensure that this is switched off. Go ahead and press OK, Discord will then be restarted and Discord will no longer be using hardware acceleration. This next optimization comes in the form of system maintenance. It's incredibly important to repeat the next step around about once every 1 to 3 months. Going down to the bottom left hand side, clicking on the start button, typing in %temp% just like so, then pressing enter. Once you guys have done that, you'll then be brought into the Windows temporary folder or temp folder, and this is basically the ultimate Windows dump for all of your applications and their data. This folder can sometimes be around about 80 plus gigabytes in size, taking up unnecessary storage data. So with inside of here, what we're simply going to go ahead and do is all the way from the top to the bottom, scroll all the way down and highlight everything, right click, and then select the option for delete. You'll then be met with this folder in use icon found here, click do this for all current items and hit skip, and if that comes up again, click do this for all current items and hit skip once again. Once you guys are done with inside of there, you'll then be left with a few folders of files more than likely, and the folders and files which are currently being used are the only ones Windows was actually using. So for these optimizations, navigate to the bottom left hand side, click on the Windows key, type in power space plan, just like so. Go ahead and click on the edit power plan option found here, then navigate up to the navigation bar found up here in the top, click where it says power options. We're then going to be going down to the show additional power plans with inside of here, and this will list all of the power plans available to your PC. You will not be seeing the ultimate performance power plan found here. This power plan is vital to ensure that you guys are getting the best FPS possible, and it's highly recommended to have this enabled. If you don't want to go with the ultimate performance power plan, it's definitely worthwhile at least clicking on high performance for the best performance. But if you do want to see how to unlock the Windows ultimate performance power plan, it's very simple and easy to do. What we're going to be doing is simply minimizing this tab, go inside of the FPS increase pack provided, go inside of the command text document once again. We're then going to copy this command found here at the top. Make sure that you copy and highlight everything with inside of here. Once it's all highlighted, right click, select copy, you can then exit out, navigate to the bottom left hand side once again, click on the Windows button, this time type in CMD once again, right click on the command prompt found with inside of here and run this as an administrator. Once inside of the command prompt, go ahead and press Ctrl and V on your keyboard to paste the command, then press enter. You'll then be met with Power Scheme GUID Ultimate Performance found here. We can then go ahead and exit out, navigate back to the bottom down here to the control panel icon, back with inside of the power options, navigate up to the navigation bar up here found at the top, click on the refresh button, and you'll then be seeing the brand new Ultimate Performance Power Plan selectable with inside of Windows. To select the power plan, it's very simple and easy to do. Navigate down to the power plan, click on this small icon next to it. Once it's then been selected, we can then go ahead and exit out. We're then good to go. This now leads us onto our GPU or graphics card optimizations. It's incredibly important to ensure that you guys are running on the latest updates for your graphics card, as with the latest versions of Windows 10 coupled with the latest updates of the graphics card drivers for your GPU, you will be getting the best performance. To update and optimize your graphics card drivers, it's very simple and easy to do. First of all, we need to find out which graphics card you have installed. To do this, navigate anywhere inside of your desktop, right click, and you should be seeing either the Nvidia control panel or AMD Radeon settings panel. So whether you're running on an Nvidia or Radeon card, navigate into the description down below to the GPU update links and click on the link which corresponds to the graphics card you have installed. So now, assuming that you guys are running on the latest graphics card drivers, it's incredibly important to optimize them. For these, navigate inside of the FPS increase pack provided, go inside of the optimizations folder, and go inside of the GPU settings folder found here at the top. Click on the folder which corresponds to the graphics card you have installed. For me, it's an Nvidia card. You'll then be met with a series of screenshots which will go through one by one, teaching you how to optimize the control panels, just like so, showing you quick and easy optimizations which you can apply. Just simply copy all of the settings with inside of there. Once you're done, go ahead to the bottom right hand side and apply all of those settings, and you'll then be good to go. For one last and final optimization or shout out towards GPU optimizations, it's incredibly important and recommended that you follow along with the video on screen now, which is my ultimate GPU overclocking guide. Not only will you educate yourself on GPU overclocking, but you'll be able to achieve around about 5 to 25% FPS increase across the board on every single game you play without having to spend a penny. Links to that video can be found on screen in the top right hand side now, and also in the description down below. For the last and final optimization, what we're going to be doing is navigating inside of the FPS increase pack provided, going inside of the optimizations folder, and finding the folder for ISLC found here. Drag this folder onto your desktop. Once it's there, go ahead and double click on the folder, and you'll then be met with the Intelligent Standby List Cleaner or ISLC. This is a fantastic 2-in-1 optimization program. Not only will it help keep your standby list clear, clearing up any excess cached RAM in the background or processes that are constantly sucking up resources and deteriorating your FPS or performance, but it also has the inbuilt time resolution program as well, which can help reduce input lag and lower the latency between the game, operating system, and hardware you have installed to your PC as well. So to set up the program, it's very simple and easy to do. Double click on the exe just like so. And if the program doesn't open up, take yourself to the bottom right hand side, click on the task icon tray, and find this small green monitor found here, and double click. If the options aren't editable, take yourself over to the stop button and press that. We then need to customize these options depending on your system specs. For the first box, what we're going to be doing is setting this to 1024. For the second box, we're going to be setting this to half of your system memory. You can see your total system memory found here at the top, so take this number and roughly half it. So for me, assuming that mine is 32,000, roughly half of that is going to be 16,000, so that's what my box is set to. Then take yourself over to the right hand side to enable custom time resolution, check this box, then go to the wanted time resolution box and input the value of 0.50, then use the delete key to remove the other values so the value looks just like that. Then finally go down to the ISLC polling rate, set this to 500 for good PCs, and for lower end PCs set this to 1000. Once that's all done, go ahead to the top here, click on purge standby list, and as you'll see, my current standby list in the background is using 8 GB of resources. Clicking that button will clear that out, and as you can see now, I've now removed 8 GB of used memory, freeing that pool up and allowing me much better performance. What we can then go ahead and do is navigate to the bottom right hand side, click on start, minimize the program, and we're then good to go. At this point, the only things I would look out for before booting into the game, and every time you boot the game, is to make sure that you aren't running any antivirus in the background whilst playing the game. You can do this at your own risk, and then again, just go through your task icon tray, ensure that Google Chrome and all other applications that aren't needed to be open are closed out for the best performance possible. At this point, once everything is closed out, your antivirus is closed if you want to do that, and ISLC is running in the background, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and boot into League of Legends and enjoy the 2020 brand new highly optimized experience. And there you guys have it. That is the 2020 Ultimate FPS Increase Guide for League of Legends. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, guys. Hopefully it's been more than worthwhile. I've been Panjano, and I'll see you in the next one.